Look at what I have built. This is the GPM-1500 antenna. It is a telescopic aluminum rod with a length of 1.3 meters when folded and 6.3 meters when fully unfolded. It is intended for maximum power of 200 watts and operation on all HF bands plus 50 MHz, through a tuner of course. There is some factory built matching part at the bottom that is encapsulated, and there is no way for me to see what's inside. There are no radials in the kit and the antenna can be mounted without such, but the documentation says that fitting any radials would increase its efficiency. I have prepared 3 pieces of 10 meters long each of stranded cable, which I will simply unfold where possible. The antenna will be mounted in a relatively compromised location near the corner of the roof. The only thing that worries me a little about the telescopic part is that the pipes will probably fill in with water, that I can't see where it will be draining from, and I will probably think about if there is some way of insulating the joints. The antenna is very light and easy to assemble and disassemble if it's necessary to move. Has stainless and galvanized fasteners attached with 2 clamps to a mast up to 60 mm in diameter. It can be installed without any problem by a single person. Before I unfold it, I will fasten it to the mast. It will be a lot harder for me to hold the antenna while attaching it if it was unfolded. However, unfolding will be a bit difficult for me now. After unfolding each section, starting with the thinnest, there is a locking screw at each joint, with which great care must be taken not to be lost during assembly. And the same screws are probably the work of Bavarian engineer. There they are. What do we see? Torx head. Good luck with the tools. Many of you may wonder why I spent money on HF antennas instead of making my own. Most shortwave antennas are easy to make, only copper wire is needed, the longer the better, as long as there is a terrain to mount them on. The roof area on the building in which I live is not particularly large, and I have no desire to enter into negotiations and explanations with my neighbors. For this I choose a purchased compromise antenna, which I hope will work as far as the conditions allow. I untangle and unfold the radials as straight and as far apart as possible, evenly spread across the roof or the 90 degrees I have available around the antenna. Here is how it looks closer. The feed point is done a bit poorly. It can be seen that it could get wet from the rain. There is no protection at all. For this I have wrapped the connector with special self-vulcanizing tape. The connector is PL259. There is a 50 meter RG58 cable from here to my shack. I hope it will last for several years. This is where the radials are attached, on one of the bracket bolts. The cable is on the north side of the mast, out of the sun. This is what it looks like from a distance. Looks nice. I couldn't do the demo with QSOS, but here is the data from the antenna analyzer. At 1.8 MHz SWR is about 6. At 3.5 it's about 4. At 5 MHz SWR is about 3.5. As the frequency increases, the SWR improves. At 7 MHz SWR is about 3. At 10 MHz it's about 2. At 14 is perfect, about 1. At 18 MHz SWR is about 2. At 21 is about 2. At 24 MHz SWR is just under 2. At 28 MHz it's between 1 and 2. At 50 MHz SWR is between 1 and 2. In general, the antenna needs tuner in all cases. Only at 14 MHz it can be used as a resonant antenna with no matching. I hope to be able to do a demo with QSO at a later stage. For now, that's all. I'm yet to test it for real. This is all from me. I hope you find this information useful. If anyone is looking for a similar antenna or considering buying one, this is what I was able to gather as initial information. I may have more feedback at a later stage. Wish you all the best and see you soon.